Hello and welcome to world-renowned wrestling behind the scenes for week 1. I am GC Smith, the creator slash commentator of world-renowned wrestling, and this video, it's not going to go into anything like story-wise or anything like that within the world-renowned wrestling kind of universe. This is pretty much going back through week 1 things and, I don't know, me just getting a few things off my chest, I suppose. The whole YouTube thing is a little bit of a hobby that I suppose if you have a channel, you kind of know what it's like. You're always looking at your views and things like that. So I think it'll be kind of nice if I continue on with this to look back on videos like this and be like, that's what it was like back then, So I suppose it's just like a time capsule kind of thing. But anyway, this is what I'm like, by the way, when I'm not stopping every second to do commentary, cutting up all the commentary and putting it in a nice little place. It's just me rambling. That's me completely. So if you can put up with that, then you might actually enjoy this video. But yeah, there's going to be no kind of new wrestling matches or anything like that. As you can see, the video playing is week 1 Gambit. It's going to go on to week 1 Tempo if we get that far. If I don't die from my throat kind of, what's the word, drying up. Oh my god, this is so bad. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, I wanted to maybe answer a few questions from what everyone's asking. Oh wait, that's right, no one's actually asking questions because we have no viewers at the moment. Or very little anyway. We have had 1 or 2 comments which have been really nice. But I kind of thought maybe I should... What do I think people may ask on this kind of thing, and I'll answer that straight away, which is, why the hell am I doing this in the first place? The whole world-renowned wrestling thing, because it does feel like a job that I'm not getting paid for, and nobody really knows I'm doing. So it's a bit weird, but the reason I'm doing it is because I like being creative, and there's not much of that in my life right now, so it's kind of nice to kind of find a hobby like this. So I like writing stories. I don't have much time to write though, so I kind of thought, hey, I like the whole editing kind of side of things. I used to do editing as an actual job, and I've just stopped completely doing it. So it's kind of nice to be able to put a few things together, learn new stuff, So I'm kind of putting them 2 things together, and this is kind of what came out of it, the whole creative kind of side of it. So anyway, let's start from the beginning. Before even starting making the videos, obviously there's a lot that actually goes into it. So straight away, like the story side of it, like obviously if you watch wrestling, you'll know all about this. That obviously most things that happen on screen, there's a story behind them, So in this episode of Gambit, the whole story is that everyone's competing for the big title. But obviously moving forward, each individual person's going to have their own story out there. So obviously some stories will clash with others, some will interject or completely take over. So that's going to be kind of fun to do. At the moment we have Gambit, which is the main show. We have, I think, 7 matches per Gambit, and then we have Tempo as like a B-side kind of thing. I see Tempo as kind of, if you ever used to watch old school WWE, I see it as like kind of a WWE or WWF Heat, where it was kind of, all the mid-carders and lower kind of on there. There was never really any big stories going on. Maybe before pay-per-views and stuff like that. But I still do want stories on the Tempo side of things, but it's going to mostly be for creating new characters. Maybe like if I do start getting a bit of a following, people will be like, oh, I really like that guy on Tempo. Hopefully, we'll see more of him, and then that guy might get brought up to, the main stage of Gambit. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. So obviously that's the first thing that you have to do, kind of what's going to happen with the story. So I've got a little bit planned, especially the next couple of like in-game weeks. So we'll see how that goes. obviously, before we start anything as well, we have to create everything. Everything that you see on screen, it's all my own creation. The arena is all my own. The logos are all done by myself. I have, by the way, terrible design choices, but we'll get into that, I'm sure, as we go along. Did I say characters? I probably did. The wrestlers. Obviously, there's belts. I'm not very good at making belts. That's why you don't really see them that much on this one. I might go back to them and maybe change a few of them kind of things. But yeah, we're going to be creating more arenas as well for the pay-per-views. Obviously, the Gambit and the Tempo arenas are actually exactly the same arena with just different rings, different colours, and different lighting, or something like that. I changed a few little things, but yeah, that's all that is. Another thing that is all my own creation is the move set for each individual wrestler. I say my own creation. I started with my top kind of wrestlers have all got absolute unique move sets, and then it got to the point where move sets alone were taken, crazy amounts of time. If you've done this yourself, it takes about 45 minutes or something like that. You're looking through the moves. There's about 3 million moves that you have to look through, so you get kind of an idea what your wrestler wants to do, and then you kind of like, right, I'll base the moves around this. It just took so long. So what I've been doing with like some of the newer ones is downloading moves from the a move set, from the community creations, the online thing, and then just changing a few basic things that I like the, your front like grapples and stuff like that. They're all kind of unique finishes, especially in signatures and things like that. They're all unique as well. One of the big things that I really enjoyed doing was getting the music for each individual wrestler. The music is all from the YouTube studio, and once again, just like I was talking about with the moves, there's like a million ones that you can kind of listen all the way through. Obviously, you can't just pick them at random and things like that. They all need to be like personalized and customized for that wrestler. You can't have like Daniel Cage, the big hero on screen now. You can't have him coming out to like the Undertaker's music or something like that on the YouTube studio. So that was quite fun to kind of pick out. And there's 3 actual musics for the 3 different characters that I absolutely nailed, if I do say so myself. Some of them are just like, that's pretty good. That's going to be their music and things like, yeah, that suits that person. But 3 of them, I think I absolutely nailed. I'll get to them as we go along. I've actually been doing this kind of thing for quite a while. I remember playing on one of the old SmackDown games. I can't remember how long ago it was now, but I can't remember which game it was. It was one of the old SmackDown ones, though. SmackDown vs. Raw, maybe. And I remember like seeing stuff on YouTube when probably that was fairly newish. And I remember thinking, I really want to do that. Let's create some new, some stories and things like that. I even used to be thinking about even going further back. I used to be part of them. Did anyone ever used to do them things where it was like an online forum? You got to pick your wrestler, and then you got to like type out matches. So you go against other wrestlers, they type out a match, and you type out a match, and then someone would decide who were the better match. And obviously you would get yourself to win, and you'd go up. I don't know, I can't really remember doing it that much, but I remember starting it around like that time. And then, like I say, when some of the SmackDown vs. Raw games came out, I was still doing that kind of thing. And then I kind of decided, I want to put in video, and we'll do it like this. And I remember buying, this was like back on console. I'm doing all this on PC, obviously, but back on consoles, I got like a splitter, I think it was called, so you can kind of record stuff off your TV and things. And I just never got it working, so it just never happened, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I did do some. You can check my channel now. I've done like this storyline here. The first 3 weeks I did using wrestling. Oh, what's the M. Dickey one called? Wrestling Revolution, I think it's called. But I used that anyway, and that was quite fun to use. And that has some pretty nice things that the WWE game doesn't have. But unfortunately, it's so difficult to do a lot of stuff, even just matches and stuff like that. The AI has nothing compared to the 2K type of game, so that's why I've kind of stuck with the WWE. But yeah, so I've been doing it for quite a while. It's always been my kind of thing. I'm honestly as well, I've got to that age in my life where playing computer games is difficult. It's not difficult as in like it's really hard to play or anything, but like not having the time and things like that, it gets to the point where like you look forward to a game coming out, you play like an hour of it, and then you just never go back to it. And that's kind of what I'm like. So with this, I kind of think, I'm actually making something out of this, which kind of eggs me on to do it a bit more. Jock Strapping coming out here, look at him go, big bad American guy. You never really see Americans portrayed like this, I don't think. But, hey, who knows? Let's get on to how the actual videos are being made at this point. So, we start off with, obviously I'm recording with OBS at the moment. There's others out there that'll work, but this is what works for me. So you record on OBS and you record a match, obviously, with the intros and things like that. All the intros that I've got silent. There's no music to them at all. There is, however... remember this, by the way, this jockstrap, I'm going to come back to this. But so there's no entrance music to any of them because obviously I need to put my own over the video. But yeah, so you record the intros, the entrances, then you record a match. Now, usually when I'm doing this, I've not got it right on the first go. Oh no, I think I've got it right once, where you actually have a full match, and it's a nice flowing match, a nice flowing wrestling match. You know, there's back and forth. The moves are done in the right place. The bigger moves, you know, it ends with a crescendo kind of thing, a word that I've obviously got wrong there. So yeah, it's usually it takes a while to get these matches going. Maybe like 2, 3, 4 matches where I'll just stop them and be like, right, I'll start this again. Right, I'll stop this, I'll start it again. It makes it a bit more nerve-wracking that there's body harm on this year's WWE game. So like if they get chopped across the chest, they start to bruise on the chest and stuff like that. So I want to kind of keep that type of stuff in. So if you ever see it where someone's getting battered black and blue, and then by the end of the match they're completely fine, generally there's been a huge cock up somewhere and I've had to put 2 matches together. I'm generally not going to do that though. I'll just restart the match and do it again. But yeah, that might happen. Just who knows. You've probably noticed that there's quite a few cuts in each match where like it'll cut to a different camera angle. This is it's generally to take out the bars. As you can see, like there's no like wrestler HUD on the bottom, or there's no reversal button prompt or anything like that. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make it look, like what you'd actually see on TV and stuff like that, just less advert, I suppose. But yeah, so there's nothing like that. So if you ever do see something like that pop up, which it does happen, I think does it happen at the end of this match? No, it's the end of the Daniel Cage Jock Strapping match, and you'll see the pin come up, and that really upset me because I went back to the highlights. Like I'm playing this game, like. It's been out a month or 2 at this point, and they've not fixed everything. There's always bugs and stuff like that in games, but usually the highlights weren't showing you pins and stuff like that. So this match went perfectly, and then the only thing that didn't go perfectly was the pin. I couldn't get. So once a match ends, you can't look at the highlight that's just happened. You hope that the game's like kind of got it as one of its own highlights, and for that match, for some reason there was no highlight of the pin, even though it was a quick pin. Kind of annoying, so I couldn't really do anything with it. I could try and hide it, but God, I just kind of thought, no, it's that's just how it's gonna be. So yeah, that's why I put cuts in anyway. There's quite a few cuts. But that's what it is. Like usually you'll see it in submissions. It'll go to another angle, and that's just using the in-game camera highlight pretty much. A lot of cuts generally. Oh, here's a cut right now. Actually, look, as you can see, that's put in. It's been, I've tapped the buttons and then reverse throwing them into the bottom of the corner, bottom of the ring rope. That's what I'm talking about. The ends of the matches generally have a lot of editing in them. Usually something happens. Like at the end of this match, you see George getting upset and things like that. That was taken from like a taunt, I think I found, where like he's banging the floor, and then it came from the first time I played this match. I won with jockstrapping with a quick roll up. And then I decided not to use it because jockstrapping should like kind of dominate George at this point, just due to the stories that are going to happen in the future. So he needed to win with his finisher, the Boston Tea Party. So the quick roll up I didn't use, but the ending to the quick roll up, it shows you like Jock roll out the ring, and he's kind of, you know, I think I say he has like a smug smile on his face or something like that, and that's where it comes from. So yeah, I'll generally put something together like that. Obviously with the end of this gambit where the street attack and stuff like that, that's all just done through highlights and things like that. Quite difficult to do when there's a lot of people that's meant to be in the ring. It's quite difficult completely. That was one thing when using Wrestling Revolution. It was quite easy to put a full team in, like coming down to the ring and just mooching around the ring and stuff like that. You can't really do it on this where there's like 5 of them. You can't even get them all coming in at the same time. So I'm gonna have to use my noggin to kind of try and get them all in the ring, or if they're not all needed in the ring, just like 1 or 2 of them for whatever reason. You'll see it right at the beginning of the next episode of Gambit. I've done something with it there where only 3 of them turn up for no apparent reason. Obviously they all should be there, but I've gone on a tangent here. What's next? Oh god, commentary's next. Jeez. Right, okay, so commentary. You can tell by the way that I'm talking now that the commentary is goddamn perfect. Where there's very few pauses, there's very few ums, there's very few ers, and that's literally because I'll generally try and do it as much as I can without having to stop. But I fall over my words all the time, trying to think of what to say next. I shouldn't really do. I went on stage as a comedian for over a year and a half. I should know how to talk and things like that. But obviously, it's not as easy as that when you're trying to think of, you know, what to say about the wrestlers when they're coming in and stuff like that. You don't want to say anything that, you know, will destroy the backstory or anything. So there's a lot to kind of talk about. So I literally every couple of sentences I'll probably have to stop and then kind of think about, right, okay, was that all right? Do I need to add anything in here? So I'm hopefully I'll get better at doing that. But by the way, I think the actual commentary is not great. I do not think I'm doing a great job or anything like that. But needs must. I'm not going to pay anyone else to kind of talk about anything like that. So it's all me, unfortunately. Anyway, we then go on to editing everything together. So yeah, you've got your matches, you've got all your different cutaways and things like that, and then you do, well, actually I put it all together and then do the commentary afterwards. So putting it all together, it takes a long time. It really does take a long time, and we're talking honestly here, and I know it sounds kind of stupid for how long is Gambit? It's like 36 minutes long or something like that. For a 36 minute video on YouTube that literally for the first week got about 20 views, it took me about 30 hours to put together, which it sounds ridiculous. Like I say, if I was ever thinking that I was gonna, you know, become this massive YouTube star and stuff like that, it would have devastated me. But luckily I am just seeing it as just like a little project, a little hobby and things like that, so it's not so bad. Time wise though, like the reason it's the editing, it takes a lot of time to put together where like I'm kind of happy with it and things. The commentary takes like a day or two to actually get together, and so it's I don't really have much time in my own life anyway. I'm married, I have kids, I've got a full-time job, so you know, I really don't have much time whatsoever. So it's literally, I'd love to be able to get videos out every single week. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm hoping it does, but I just don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm never going to have time. So literally, I will get them together and I will post them as soon as they're ready, pretty much. When editing them together, I'm using DaVinci Resolve. It is It's good, actually. I remember trying to use it a couple of years back, and it was very complicated. I was used to using Adobe Premiere, and I was quite good at using that. And I remember thinking, oh god, if I want to do this, I'm gonna have to pay for Adobe. And when I looked, it was 30 or 40 quid, which I just didn't really want to pay for for a hobby a month. So I looked into DaVinci, and it was, I don't know what happened. Maybe they've updated it or something from what I can remember, but it's so much easier to use now, so much simpler, and it's a very powerful kind of system to use, software to use. So yeah, I'm kind of happy. I'm happy using it at the moment. Yeah, what else can I say, really? Nothing, I think. So I'm going to move on to the things that I actually really like about the videos that I've created up to now, which I think is going to be like when I do these, this is going to be one of the main things. So I do like how I'm trying to keep it realistic. That's one of the points that I've been trying to do. So what I mean by that is no one's using like massive. Well, actually, no one. Hopefully he's not using massive finishing moves just as normal moves and things like that. Everyone has like their own finishers, but most of the other moves are just like, just like average kind of moves, like, backbreakers, scoop slams and things like that. No one's going mental and hitting stunners, RKOs, tombstone pile drivers all over the place. So I do like that. There's been no major. I mean, I'm saying that as this big beatdowns happened on Vincent St. Clair, but there's been no major kind of like I haven't used blood at all. No one's been bloodied or anything like that just yet. There's not many moves happening outside the ring, which would be normally like for a pay-per-view, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it realistic though, and I think it's that way at the moment. Obviously, like I said before, all the HUDs and everything's off the actual screen. So that's something that I'm kind of happy about. Even how the matches are playing out and stuff like that, like you say, that's trying to keep it like kind of balanced. And I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm saying realistic. Take that as you will. Quite happy with the cinematography, if you can even call it that, for something like this. Just, getting nice shots for the cutaways and, for the attacks at the end and stuff like that. It does take a while to kind of set up everything. Sometimes, like, you'll set up a shot and, like, the referee wanders in the way, or you want to get like someone's face in a submission, or something like that. So that's kind of nice to be able to take time on doing stuff like that. So I'm quite happy with that at the moment. I'm really happy with music. As I said before, I said 3, didn't I, that I was quite happy with. One of them's just about to enter, which is James R. Lee. He has this one that I found. I think they're called Netflix or something. It's a bit weird. I'll if I remember, I'll flash it up on screen now. But they have a few. They're kind of like rocky rappy type of band. I've got quite a lot of their songs downloaded to use. I think I might use it for someone else at one point, but the instrumental. But for James R. Lee, I literally. I don't really want to spoil anything that's going to happen, but let's just say that music fits him. That music fits him, especially when it starts off, when it's just about the way. I probably won't have the sound on though. But the Maybe I'm Bad. It's one of the only musics that I've actually changed. So that Maybe I'm Bad, I've repeated it 3 times before it kicks in. And I really like that. Obviously, some wrestlers will have stuff like that, like repeating, or some will have a noise like the glass smash of Stone Cold or something like that. So yeah, I do like the music played for James Ali. Who else did I like? Oh, The Street. Honestly, The Street. If you have a look at the old videos on the Wrestling Revolution, I used a different music for them, and I was never happy with it. And honestly, I was searching through YouTube for probably like an hour looking for the right music for them, and then I heard this one and I thought, oh, this is perfect. This is the street altogether. As long as you love me, and then it cuts into that like kind of rap type of music and things like that. Oh, I just love it. I go back and I listen to like their entrance every so often. I use it on tempo where like I play the music, and you can tell how much I like the music because James Ali, like it cuts off and James Ali's music hits, and then later on it cuts off and the street music hits. So I honestly love that music. And the third one is Amelia Cade's music, Girl on Top, which is it's just her. It's beautiful. Her coming out to that, it's like a really powerful type of song for her. And you know, I think she's kind of one of my favourite wrestlers at the moment. Just once I created her, give her the move set and stuff like that. She plays really easily, and that's what's kind of nice about some of these characters. I've actually made one that's on the next one. I'll give you his name. He's called Ollie, and I've made his moveset. He's not meant to be a massive character just yet, but I give him a moveset, and it's so fun to play with that I'm like, oh, maybe we can use him a bit more, but I need to stick to my guns. But yeah, music wise, I've been really happy with all the music. I enjoyed doing the Kazumaya doing his rampage, beating up Zach X and Vincent St. Clair, and the throw, that cut where he gets him in like a razor's edge where he has his arms out, and then it cuts to him throwing Vincent over the top rope and hitting his head on the steps. It took ages to find a shot. So I think they brought a new update in a little while ago where the steps actually work properly. So if you slam someone on the steps, it actually hits properly. So like the bounce off it, you know, it's a really like big thud that they hit. It wasn't like that when I was doing this. So when you were throwing him out the ring, if it hit the steps just moved to the side. So in the actual when he throws him over the ropes, it looks like he actually hits his head on the bottom of the step, which obviously it would be a massive kind of hit. It probably would injure someone. So I really like how that came out. There's one of the best things I've done shot wise is in this match, and it's the ending of the match. And what it is, it's the quick roll up from Daniel Cage, gets the pin, and then it's the shot afterwards. When you have a look, it's actually a shot of I think it's like the end shot of Jockstrapping doing a fallaway slam, and it looks as though, you know, Jockstrapping gets straight back to his feet while Daniel Cage is wrecked after being beaten up pretty much all match. So that shot right there it's two shots in one. It isn't just he hasn't just pinned him and I've let it just continue on with the video and, you know, he goes out and celebrates or anything. I've added another shot, and I just thought it came out so well. It looks like he's been surprise pinned, and obviously Daniel Cage gets beat up afterwards. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I do enjoy the beatdown from the street at the end as well, getting all the characters to come down. Obviously, once again, you can't have all 5 characters come down unless you do the Judgment Day kind of skip thing that people do. But I don't want that entrance for the street. It's not right. So yeah, I had 3 coming down the main entrance, the ramp. But then I've had 2 come out of the what's it called? The crowd, for God's sake. 2 come out of the crowd and obviously beat the crap out of both of the wrestlers. They all get like big finishing moves in, except for Emma Foxton, who just, you know, beat him with a chair. Just because it's another thing that I wouldn't expect her to be able to pick any of the gentlemen, like the real people, gentlemen up in the ring to do her finisher, which I haven't showed off yet, but she wouldn't be able to do it, so I thought, you know, she hits him with a chair, that's more realistic. Moving on to things that I don't like in the video, which I feel like could have came out so much better if I had more time or could be bothered to do more time. One of them is WWE logos everywhere, just everywhere. They're hard to not get in shot. So anytime you see a WWE logo, come up with some kind of backstory for yourself. You know, like I had it in my head at one point that George St. Clair, the big owner of World Renowned Wrestling, he was with the WWE, won the big championship back in his day and things like that. But they produced this for him, so they give him the money to produce this. I had something like that in my backstory for it, but that's not canon. That's just me thinking, how can I explain this? But yeah, that's not right. I said I'd come back to this, but the jockstrapping ring promo, he gets out a microphone which has obvious WWE on it. That's annoying. I'm thinking you can do something with the universe mode, which, by the way, I haven't played any other mode on this game. I've only played matches up to now, using my own kind of thing. So yeah, I think there's something in universe mode where you might be able to do promos with your own logo and stuff like that on the microphone. So I'm gonna have to look into that for the next time I do something like this. Anytime that the game shows like the bars, the pin bars, the submission bars, anything like that, if it ever pops up and you see it, don't think I haven't noticed it. I'll always notice it, and I'll always hate myself for not being able to get it out there. So that's just another thing that drives me mad. Another thing that I didn't particularly like doing was there's no women matches on Gambit at all. The only woman shown is Emma Watson. Who's Emma Watson? Is Emma Watson Baby Spice? Jesus. Emma Foxton at the end, and all she does is, hit someone with a chair. So yeah, I kind of rated that by having 2 women matches on Tempo, and obviously there's going to be, from now on, there's going to be women matches all the way through. They have some really good storylines coming up. But yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't want anyone to think, just massive sexist piss crap. He's this cut here. Watch, bar, hate it. Watch as he kicks up. He kicks up, and that shot right there, that's a fall away slam. That second shot when he kicks up, and putting them two together I just loved it. I loved how it came out. But yeah, no women on the first Gambit I really didn't like. My favourite wrestlers of the week. I thought this would be kind of nice to kind of to do. One of them is jockstrapping. Once again, nice to play with. I like playing the bad heel and stuff like that, so kind of fun. I like the beatdown outside the ring, the big scoop slam on the is it? No, the apron's the ring, isn't it? On the mat outside and things. That was fun to do. I like playing with, let's rephrase that, I like playing the character Zuri West, the Muay Thai master on Tempo. She's the one who does the roundhouse kick as a finisher, which is just class. She's just badass. You just look at her, all her moves are badass. She just kicks and punches people in the face. She's just class. And Amelia Cade, once again, just really good character to play with. The moveset's just perfect for her. And yeah, it's been nice. Been nice to get through that. I wanna say now. I've got a massive secret, which, if you've got this far through my ramblings, you deserve to know, really. And the big secret is, I don't actually watch wrestling at all now. I don't know anything about the new product. The last time I watched, I used to watch it back in the Attitude Era, and then briefly, I remember when I stopped watching it in the Attitude Era. By the way, it was a few matches after John Cena joined on SmackDown, the Ruthless Aggression thing. So it was literally the end of the Attitude Era, I think. It wasn't anything to do with John Cena, by the way. I just got to that point in my life where I stopped watching it. I did come back for the CM Punk pipe bomb when that was happening. And then that was the last time I've ever watched it. Not ever watched it, but it's the last time I've watched it fluently anyway. The only thing that I watch now that keeps me, in the wrestling frame of mind, I watch wrestling bios. At the moment, he's doing the Revealing the War, which is the Monday Night Wars side to side. Really good watch, really fun to watch. One of my favourite things on YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, there's my secret. It's out now. Please don't judge me. Moving on in my notes, I've got something that says eyes on the product. It's one of them things. It's I've kind of mentioned it earlier that it's such a weird thing to create something like that, like this, put like a lot into it and things like that, and just get no views whatsoever. And I'm not blaming anyone at all. If anything, I should be trying to get out there a bit more. But it's just so difficult to do to get eyes on it. I think most fans, if they did watch it, I think most fans would like it. Question mark. But I don't know. It's like I put it on Reddit every so often, and it just gets nothing really. But once again, you can only put it on so many things on Reddit before you get shadow banned or whatever for putting it up too much. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to even. I mean, I think I'm the same, to be honest. I think if I ever see something where people are like, "This is my YouTube channel, can you go and watch something?" I think I'm kind of the same, where I'm like, "How dare you? No, I will not do this." And I think that's what I'm kind of doing to people. So it's kind of difficult to advertise this day and age, I think, without looking like a complete knob head. But there we go. I did a few YouTube shorts of just highlights and stuff like that, which were quite they brought views in, but I don't think much else. So I don't know if I should waste time doing that or just continue on with the actual shows and just all my time goes into that. It would just be nice to kind of have a little community. I don't like I said before. I don't think I'll ever. It's never going to get to a point where it's making money and things like that. It's never going to be Mr. Beast, is it? Whoever the hell that is. But it would be nice to have at least a little community of people just being like, "Hey, that match was really good. Hey, I liked that." That would be nice to see. Which actually, this brings me on to what's happened this week. We had one subscriber from the two videos. That was a Jim E. King. So thank you if you're listening. Not only a subscriber, but he also left a message, which was quite nice of him. And we got two actual comments on the videos from the same guy, Equalizer M6D, I'm guessing mod, Equalizer mod, I think it is. Thank you for being there, and thank you for going out your way to actually leave a message. His message said, "Really enjoyed the content, great ideas, can't wait to see where this goes," which is really nice to say. And then for the algorithm, I like the original Create a Wrestle Universe idea, quality creator wrestlers and storytelling. You just need the eyes on your product. I agree, mate. I absolutely agree. But seriously, like if you do listen to this guff, thank you very much for saying that. It honestly did make my day just having just one person say that. That's really nice. Thank you. And lastly, we're going to talk about the future. So I have 4 weeks and one pay-per-view written already where I know exactly what's going to happen. I haven't written the promos or anything like that. I usually just do that on the fly. It would be nice, by the way. That's one thing. I should mention, actually, you'll notice in the videos, I never try and date the video. So I never put in, where WWE is right now, or I won't say the date. Like, it's the 29th of February 2025 or anything like that. Don't know why. I'm just. It's never gonna happen. I just don't want to date. So if I ever date it, that's a massive cock up in any of the videos in the future. You can call me out for that. But yeah, we have 4 weeks and a pay-per-view written. Not the promos, as I said, because it would be nice to kind of get some catchphrases thrown in there for certain wrestlers. I think I might try and think of some of them as we go along. Some might just stick. I think I've already got one for James Ali, which is True Hatred. I really like that one, but we'll see how we go with that anyway. So, yes, this is storylines for every single character as well. Some of them on Tempo won't have them. They'll just have, like, throwaway matches and things like that. But everyone on Gambit should have a story of some sort, which leads into the pay-per-view. And I would like to somehow learn, like, something like Blender or some type of other animation, just for some like big moments. I've got an idea at the first pay-per-view, which is going to be very difficult to do if I can't animate it. Like, I thought about even doing it where like the screen kind of stops and like I kind of explain what happens, but that would be pretty crap if I had to explain like halfway through a match, or this massive thing's just happened, someone's been set on fire or something like that. It's just rubbish. So I would like to learn how to do that. If I need, well, if not even if I need to, I think I'd find it interesting. But I even even getting the assets from this game into an anime or anything like that, I have no idea how to do that. If I could do that, I would start learning how to actually do it. If I can do it like with my own characters and stuff like that, obviously I wouldn't want to do it with just like the normal characters. So I'm hoping there's a way. I see stuff every so often where people have made certain things, so I do believe it's possible, but God knows how to even do it. It'll be nice to look into though. But yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on the first week. If you've got this far, God bless you. I mean, what you doing with your life? No, but seriously, thank you very much for watching, for listening. But wait, there is more. I've just listened to everything back through here, and I've just remembered I haven't explained the logos that we use. Obviously, the R that you can see at the bottom left, it's an R, but instead of a normal R, it has a king from chess on it. The title of the king as well, you probably heard me mention that, the title of the king of World Renowned Wrestling. These are the type of things. It's weird. I think it's mostly came from not really understanding weight belts. So when someone says like world heavyweight or cruiserweight and stuff like that, I've never really understood them words. I've never really been into boxing or UFC or anything like that, so I don't really get them. So I thought, I'll just create my own kind of divisions up. So we've got title of the king. I believe I'm going to go down the route of title of a rook, title of knights, which is tag team, and title of the queen, obviously, which is the women's division. So it's a weird thing that I've done there. I don't really know why I'm going to make this complicated for myself. It's kind of like every time I commentate on it, I have to say for the title of the king of World Renowned Wrestling, it feels like it doesn't really flow. I think in my older videos when Wrestling Empire, I got the name right now, I used the World Renowned Wrestling title or something like that, which flowed a lot nicer. But yeah, I'm using chess apparently, something that I might actually know a little bit about, but even then, not much. We need a backstory for it as well. Why the hell? What's with all the chess, George Sinclair? And what you doing? Is that your game? Whatever. But yeah, I thought I would come back in and ruin the ending by talking about something that I wanted to bring up before. We'll see all the titles obviously in future, but yeah, we'll see what I do with that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Goodbye.